Hi guys, how are you all tonight? Welcome to my video, and today I'd like to let you all know about these stampers that you see in front of me here. I am actually making this video because I know a lot of you guys out there who wants to get into stamp and have no idea of which stamper you should use, and maybe even encounter a problem that your stamper does not work. But today I'll show you the ones that I have, and I would show you how I use them and how also to prime a stamper, because a lot of people don't know that you actually have to prime it if it doesn't work very well. That's one reason why I have so many today, because when I started stamping I purchased a couple of them and they weren't stamped, and I kept thinking something was wrong with my stamper, and I keep purchasing them and then found out that I actually had to prime them. And along that process I've known different ways of how to prime them, which I will show you and let you know a little bit of how to care for these things and show you how I store them to get the best use of them. And unfortunately I can't go through all of them. There are too many of them in front of me to go through tonight, but I'm gonna do the most popular ones. But just to show you here, to my left I have what I like to call hard stampers, because they are a little bit harder in texture when you stamp with them. The rubber that it's made of here, it's a little bit harder in texture. And these here to my right, I have what is known as squishy stampers, and these are very soft, squishy, sticky, mushy, all of that good stuff. They both do a very good job. Some of you might prefer one over the other. I have really no preferences. I like them all because now I know how to use them all. So I do like them all. Any of these that you buy is going to be fine. They all work very well. This collection that I have here, I really have no complaints about it now that I know how to use them. And you can go ahead and pick these up as I go through them with you. I'll let you know where I purchased them. So if you're interested, you can go there and buy them as well. I'm not going to be able to go through all of them, like I said, so I am going to pull out the ones that I've seen that's most popular in other videos. And I can also show you the new one that I just picked up a couple months ago, and I actually love it. And we'll go through them one at a time. So just to let you know, I'll pull them out in front of you. I'll clear my little mat in front of me here and I'll come right back. But I've seen these ones, which is the hard ones, these ones, these, and this, which is actually pretty new on the market. So I'll go through that with you. And I'm going to go through all of these here. I'm going to leave this little tiny one out. And then for the soft stampers, I'm going to go with this one. I am going to go with this one. I'm going to go with this one. And I'm actually going to go with this brand new one here to show you how to prime it. So I will be back in 2 minutes. Let me just get my stuff together. Let me get my plates and my nail polishes and all that stuff that I need to show you how to stamp with, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so here I am. I have my little setup here and I'm ready to work with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the hard stampers with you. And again, these are the ones that I've seen that's most popular on videos, so these are the ones that I'm going to show you how to use tonight. Basically, if you choose to have a different kind, a different style of stamper that's hard, it's pretty much all the same. But I'm just going to go through these because these are the ones that I've seen, and I'm sure that most of you have these as well. So I'm going to just show you one thing really quickly. Usually when you buy a stamper, they come with a scraper. It doesn't matter what the scraper look like, but you usually get a stamper and a scraper combined. Like for instance, I bought this marshmallow stamper, they call this, and it came with this scraper. And sometimes some people like the scrapers that they also come with because they come with either one with a metal edge, as you can see, or sometimes they just come with a plastic, as I have here. This is my favorite, so I'm going to use this tonight. In my opinion, it doesn't matter what your scraper is as long as you get a nice clean image when you scrape. So to begin with, I'm going to start with the hard stamper, like I said, and I'm going to use these three, including the new one, which is this one here. It's a transparent stamper. We'll go through that. I'll save that for last on the hard stamper. And I got these 3 of them here on eBay, and unfortunately I can't give you a price on them because I don't remember the price. I can tell you they're very cheap, and the only thing you have to do is wait for shipping, because the shipping usually takes about 3 weeks, sometimes even 4, because most of these products are coming from Hong Kong or from China. But you can get these. I'm sure I didn't pay anything more than $4 a piece. So pick these up at eBay if you're interested in it. And you know, like I said, they're all great stampers, and again, I'm going to show you how to use it, and I'm going to tell you how to clean it and store it and all that good stuff. Now we'll get started with this one here, and this one I actually pick up at bondlemonster.com, and I love the stamper especially because they have 2 sides to them, one for larger, longer nails, and then you have one for short nails. So these stampers do not need to be primed because they are the ones that I've been using basically all the time when it comes to using a hard stamper. So I don't need to prime them, but if you could see, they do have fuzz and lint and all of that good stuff from when I store them. So every time you go to stamp, the first thing you want to do is clean that stamper head. And the nice thing about these stampers is all the heads, they pop out so they can be replaced, and you can just purchase the head, or even sometimes it's just worth buying the whole thing. It's so cheap. So I'll leave that up to you guys. So like I said, let's start with the Bondle Monster stamper, and it's nice and green. It's the only one I've actually seen that comes a nice green color, and it also comes in white. And the way we clean this is, a lot of people use acetone to clean the stamper head. I choose not to. I found that acetone tends to dry a stamper head off, and eventually they start to erode, they start to shred, they start to not pick up your images very well. And I'm sure that whoever looks at videos and stuff about stampers, they would probably see people actually using a lint roller or masking tape or even scotch tape. That's the best thing you can possibly do. I have this little lint roller that I've picked up. I've paid nothing more than $1 for it at a department store, and you can get that anywhere. It's just a simple basic masking tape roller. And the best thing to do is just gently take it and rub it across, and it picks up all your fuzz, all your nail polish. So we do use this when you're stamping too. And it really does a good job with cleaning it. So you don't need to destroy your stampers by using acetone at all on it. So let's get started here. I'll show you how I use these. And like I said, these are the harder textured stampers. So a lot of people do something called the press method, which is usually when they have an image, they press it down like this into it, or they use a roll-on method, which is like this. I prefer to use the roll-on method with these hard stampers because I just feel they're a little bit easier on your nail when you rolling it on this way than pressing down on it. And you get a nice clean full image, and you also get, you know, from end to end of your nail is covered as well. So let me show you an example of what we're going to do here. I have my Bondle Monster stamping plate here and a Bondle Monster scraper that I'll be using, and I'm going to use black nail polish on my clear nails so you could see. And I'll show you the roll-on method with these hard stampers because this is what I prefer to do. And I'm not doing it, you know, I'm not going to take my time and do a specific image or anything because this is about the stampers, not a nail polish tutorial here. Again, I cleaned it off with my masking tape. I got my nail polish here. I pick up my image, and as you can see, they're nice clean images. And then basically you just transfer the image from the stamper to your nail in that roll-on method like this. So you gently roll it on, and there you go. So again, this one I picked up at bondlemonster.com, and it's a 2-headed stamper. They also come in white, and they also come with mushy tips that you could also pick up there. And again, when you clean this, please, please guys, do not use the acetone. You're going to destroy them. Really, the lint brush is just amazing on these things. And you know, the lint brush could be replaced for $1 or $2. Great stampers. Like I say, I have no regrets on having any of these. I just wanted you to see where it came from, and you know, you can go ahead and try and pick that up if you like this one. And moving on to the next now, I'm going to show you the Marshmallow stamper. This is also very popular. And I also like this one because, again, it has a big stamping head here. And this one much cover long nails, short nails. It's such a huge stamping head, and it does come out to be replaced. And also, I like this one especially because it has a really tiny stamping head here for if you want to pick up a single image like a butterfly or a flower, and you don't want to pick up everything on the plate to transfer it over. So this is also a very nice stamper. So let me show you again. They all clean up very well with the lint brush, and they all stamp very well. So here I am taking out my fuzz with my little lint roller here, and again I'm just going to brush my nail polish on. Scrape. And it picks up a really good image. Very clean, clear image. And like I said, you could press down with these images, but I prefer to do the roll-on method. Let me see if I can do this one really thorough so you could see it. But I like to do the roll-on method like this because I just feel like it's just easier on the nails. And, you know, you could see it here. It's a little bit raised because it's dried out a little, but you just tap it down anyway. And there you have the roll-on method with the Marshmallow stamper here. Check this out again on eBay if you're interested in this. And let's move on to the next. And that would be this little guy here. And this is also a hard stamper. And I've seen this one in a lot of videos being used too, but I've seen it more with people who has short nails, and you can tell why. You know, the width here is not very thick. And for long nails, people with a bigger nail bed, it doesn't really go all the way across. But I've seen this one, and I wanted to show it to you guys in case you want to pick it up. So let's go ahead. Let me just clean my stamping plate here for a little. Put my nail polish on again. There's your flower, there's your image, nice and clean. And again, I'm just going to roll it on really quickly. Less talking, more rolling. And there we go. A nice clean image that was transferred. So that's the roll-on method with these stampers here. And last but not least, I wanted you guys to see this really great one that I've also found. And I've only seen this out there for a couple months now, so I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with it, but it's actually a transparent stamper. And this is really great for if you're doing double stamping. The thing is, with this stamper, you really have to care for it. You do not want to use acetone on it for two reasons. Again, it's going to eat the stamper out when you apply too much acetone to clean it. And the second thing is, being that it's a transparent stamper, the acetone is going to make it cloudy over time. And you know, you defeat the purpose of having the stamper because you can't see through it. So again, the best way to do this, your little old lint brush. And again, all these stamper heads come right out, pop it out, put it back in. This, even though it's a hard stamper, is not as hard as the ones that I've just gone through with you. It's like semi, you know, the perfect texture, I would call that. Yeah, it's a pretty cool stamper. So let me just show you how we're going to work this. And I'm actually going to try and work with two different color nail polishes here. So maybe you could see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to looking at the image. So I'm going to go first with white. And I'm not sure if this is actually going to show up because my nails doesn't have any base color on it. I'm doing it on my natural nails today. But here you have the white image. I'm going to put my hand so you can see it. So here you have the white image. And I'm just going to stamp it on really quickly before it dries out. So that's the white that you could see nice and clear. And I rolled it on, as you could see as well, because it's a semi-hard stamper. And now I'm going to do the black image, which I want to show you guys. I'll probably have to do this one back because by the time I show it to you, it's probably going to dry up. The nail polish, that is. So when you stamp on it, oh, that one didn't pick up because I didn't clean my stamping plate that time. So let me just clean my stamping plate, and I'll pick up another image, and I'll show you what I'm talking about to look through this transparent stamper, and then you can line stuff up. And I think this is a great stamper for especially that purpose. Alright, so I have here my beautiful black flower, and this is what I'm talking about. You can look straight down on it. Let me just line that up with the camera. There's my nail with the white image at the bottom. So it's easier for me to just go in and line my design up here. And I apologize, guys. I'm trying to get this to you. There we go. And then you can just roll on your second image. And that's how you use the stamper to actually see what you're doing through it. So there's really no pattern or any sort that I'm doing. I just wanted to show you guys how that works here. But as you could see, when you look through it, you can line that up really good. And that this is a great stamper for that purpose. I love this for that purpose, and that's the only thing that I use this for. Again, these I purchased all on eBay, except for this one. This is the Bundle Monster stamper, and you can get this one at bundlemonster.com. Check that out if you're interested in this one. So that's it for the hard stamper. Let me clean up, and I will bring out the soft ones, and I will tell you the do's and the don'ts about that as well. I will be right back. Okay guys, so here we have your mushy stampers, and these are all great stampers as well. I am going to save this one for last because I want to show you how to prime it. This is actually very new, so I haven't used this yet, and I have a feeling it's not going to be able to work very well because I do see some oil residue on top. So this one might be, you know, have to be primed before it's being used. So I will keep this one for last. And again, I'm using the ones that I see in most videos because they are the popular ones, and I figure most of you would probably purchase these, or you already have them and don't know why they're not working. I did purchase this on eBay, and I don't think I spent more than, again, maybe $4 for the most expensive one, which is this. And I guess the reason is because it's pretty, it's metal, but that's about it, you know. But they all do the same job as long as they're primed, as long as you keep them, they do the same job. So let's start with the double-sided stamper again. It's like the one that we showed you in Bundle Monster. One thing I did not mention is this is a great stamper because it's so comfortable to hold and it's very lightweight. So again, this is the mushy stamper. It's very soft, it's very sticky. You could actually see that here. And this one is a double-sided stamper, again for long nails and short nails. And as you could see, it's full of fuzz. I hope you could see it's full of fuzz, but it is. And my handy dandy lint roller, this is going to do the trick. So let's just clean that up on both sides before we go stamping. And with this particular stamper, the mushy stampers, the soft one, I like to do what's called the press method. And I'll go through that with you right now. So again, I'm going to use black because it's easier for you to see. And you'll see what I mean by the press method on this. I'm going to pull the whole thing back a little. I have a feeling that's what it's going to focus on. Again, I'm just going to roll it on here. But there we go, a nice clean sharp image. And instead of the roll-on method, again, I'm going to use the press method. With the other ones we went like this. This time I'm just going to press down right into the stamper, just like that. And instead of rolling it off, you just pick it up and your image transfers really nice and clean. And I found this to be better with these mushy stampers. I found the press method to be just a little bit better because they are so soft that sometimes when you roll it on, the actual image gets distorted, which is kind of weird, but it does. It kind of spreads out some more, it breaks apart because it's stretchy. This material is a little bit more stretchy, as you could see. So the press method on these mushy stampers are really, really easier to do. Moving on to the next, I'm going to use this. I have been seeing these more. and they are great stampers as well. Again, this is a nice mushy one. I really like this because it's good for like if you have extra long nails. This one is like the hugest bed I've ever seen. These two actually is like the hugest bed here I've ever seen in circumference. It's just really nice and big. So that's going to get you a nice clear image to stamp over longer nails. I am going to use white nail polish on this. All right, so here I have my white nail polish. And sometimes a lot of people tell you you have to get special stamp and polish. It's not true. You just have to get good nail polish, and I'd make another video for that later on for you guys and tell you what works, because I do not spend a lot of money buying special polishes. There is your regular white polish here on the black background, and again you just press down on this, press it down, lift it up, and there's your image. So that's the press method. Again, eBay, I can't exactly tell you a dollar figure on this. I don't believe I paid more than $4 or $5 on it. This was my most expensive stamper. This is metal, so it does have a lot of weight to it, but you know, it's just comfortable to hold as well. It's a cute looking thing. You know, not a lot of people is gonna have this one as per the other ones that I just showed you. So eBay, check it out. Good stamper. This one here I've also found to be one of my favorites. I like that it has a color in the background, because sometimes when they're white, like this one as well being darker color, I do like that you have that color in the background, because if you're using white polish and you have a white stamper, sometimes it's very hard to see the image that you pick up. So it's good to have at least one stamper with a colored background, especially for if you're doing white polishes. This one here, I also purchased on eBay, and this is not how it came. This is how I actually store it to protect the head. So what I did is it came in this little handle here, and I just turned it around and popped it in upside down. Because it's such a nice thick stamper compared to the others, I don't want to destroy it. So that's the easiest way I found to store this one here. And then I just would pop it back out when I'm ready to use it. It's nice and easy, fit it in, and that's the stamper right there. So let me take the fuzz out and I'll show you again. There we go. So it's there, and again you just want to press down into it. Pull it out. And there you have it. Your image is on there. So that's the big old mushy stamper. Again, from eBay, you could pick that up, a couple dollars. And last but not least, I'm gonna do this one here. And like I said, I do believe this one needs to be primed. So let me clean this up really quick so I can get you an image and we can try it. I'm not gonna clean it yet because I do want to show you guys how to prime a stamper. And there's 3 ways of doing that, but let me see if it actually works first, because sometimes they actually do work right off the package and you don't need to prime them. So always test that first, and if they don't pick up an image, then this is my way that I have learned to prime them and save your stampers. So let me just see if it actually picks it up. I'm gonna do this twice, because like the red one, sometimes it picks up and sometimes it doesn't. All right, this is actually picking it up, but as you can see, it's also missing 3/4 of the image there for you. So I am gonna try it one more time before we prime it, because the less priming you do, the less chemicals you put on your stamper, or you know, the less damages you do to it. So let's try that one more time, and then we'll see if we need it to be primed. And again, it's the same thing. So yes, we do have to prime this. Now, the reason why we prime our stampers is because when it gets to you, the material they use, the rubber that they use on these things, they actually come with a little bit of oil on top. So there's 3 ways to prime your stamper. One is by trying to clean it. This is the safest way, by the way. This is the one I always use first, and I prefer this one. First way is to always try just isopropyl alcohol on a cotton. Just get your alcohol like this, and you get your cotton like this, or a regular ball, or some lint-free cotton, whatever you have. Just get some cotton, get some alcohol, spray it on, dab it on if you're taking it directly from the bottle. Make it nice and moist, and just rub the stamper head a couple times. I do not spray anything on them. I always, I should say, use cotton and the chemical on them. So you rub it a couple times on there, and that tends to dry out all the oils you could see at least. And then we see if it'll stamp. And when you're done, you're going to have a little bit of the droplets from the oil. Just go ahead and brush it on your napkin like I'm doing here. Just gently rub that extra alcohol off of the napkin, and then we try it to see if it's ready to go. And like I said, this is my favorite way of cleaning it because it doesn't really do any damages to the stamper itself. If this works, there's no need for me to do the other two methods, but I will tell you what they are in case it doesn't work for you. And it's much better, so I don't need to go ahead and continue priming this stamper at this point. And again, you would do the same thing. I'm going to go over this image in white here, but you do the same thing. You just press down with these, and the image comes right off. So that's one way of priming the stamper, would be with the alcohol and the cotton. The second way is sometimes you use the alcohol and the cotton and your stamper is still not ready. It's not ready to pick up that image. The second way you can do this, and I don't like it, but if it comes to that, you have to, is get yourself some acetone nail polish remover, and you do the same method. You take your cotton, put some nail polish remover on there, and you go ahead and swipe it a couple times. Give it a shot on the stamping plate. It should work. If that doesn't work, then you have to resort for filing the stamper. And what you have to do now is get an emery board or a buffer, or any type of nail file you can get your hands on. You just have to make sure the grains are very, very fine. Must get very, very fine grain, because if you get a harsher grain, you're going to do a lot of damages to your stamper head. So you don't want to do that. So you get yourself a buffer, an emery board, or a nail file, and you gently, and I'm going to do this on mine just to show you how light of a touch it is, but you're just gently going to brush the top off until you actually see the oils leaving the stamper. And you would see that because it starts to look cloudy instead of shiny. So that's the three ways of priming your stamper. Again, I'm just going to repeat myself. The first way is the best way. Try using the isopropyl alcohol. That is the first way I would try because it does less damages to your stamper. If that doesn't work, go over it with acetone nail polish. You can try a non-acetone. You're just going to have to work a little harder on it. But if you use acetone, you wipe it down a couple times. And if that doesn't work, then go to filing. But leave this for last, really. If you don't have to destroy it, don't do it. As you could see, the isopropyl alcohol worked very well. So that's the safest way to do it. Try that first. So I will be back in 2 minutes to show you how I store them. So let me clean up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have already packed away most of the stampers that I've shown you today. Just for the sake, I don't want you to sit through me bagging stuff. So I've done that, and I kept two little storage bags here that I'd like you to see and tell you a little bit of how I store them. I purchased a bunch of these little bags a while back. I usually store the little stampers in these little bags here. I kept this one out so I could show you one more time. If you have this, the best way to store it is pop the head out, turn it around, stick it back in gently, don't force, push it as far as it can go, and that's it. And then I like to keep them individually in their own little bags because I don't want them to touch each other and get all greased up or wreck each other. So that's one that's already stored and ready to go. So this one goes like that. These is the bundle mounted stamper that I told you about. These are extra head that this set came with, the stamping heads that these came with, and the scraper that comes with it. And what I like to do is take the whole package in a case like this and put it in here, because sometimes they do look similar as far as the heads. If you have another stamper like it, it does look similar, but it may not be the same size. So I do like to keep all the stamper heads together with the stamper itself. And these little baggies I picked up, these are just regular little snack size Ziploc bags you can pick up in a supermarket, you know, a dollar store if you have one. Anywhere you can get Ziploc bags, you should come across these little things. But this is how I like to store my stampers. They're all individual in their own little packages, as you could see. And these are the ones that I've used today to show you that I've already put them away separate. And I don't just throw these in a bag either. At the end, I have a little container here, and I just kind of go in and pack them up, you know, just kind of fit them really neat in there to store them and keep them safe. Don't press too much so they don't really touch each other to damage the head. But, you know, I just pack them in there for safekeeping. And I have a nice lid for this container that I bought here. And I also like to keep my little scraper with them. And that's the way I store them. Nice and neat in my little container. And then that's ready to go. So that's stamp talk for you guys today. If you have any questions, feel free to write to me. I'll answer them as best as I could. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see my upcoming videos. And nice having you guys with me. Have a good night. Bye bye now.